In this segment, we'll be discussing indoor light. The location we'll be shooting in has large open windows and traditional light fixtures and lamps. First, we'll learn to use natural light from windows. Light from a window provides a soft, even light that is very flattering when you're taking pictures of people. Later, we'll use lamps to light our model and examine the differences between the two light sources. Natural light is also referred to as ambient or existing light. Indoors, window light is often soft and diffused. It can create smooth shadows that flow into even highlights that are not too bright. This kind of lighting helps hide flaws in the skin and is perfect for photographing people. Lauren will be helping us today as we learn about indoor light. When we're using window light, there are a few things to be careful of. Usually the difference between the amount of light inside the window and the light outside the window is too much for the camera to handle. Often the window itself will appear too bright, or the light outside the window will appear too dark. To get the best results, we're going to actually avoid including the window in our photo. We'll place Lauren close enough to the window that she can be illuminated, but not so close that the direct light falls on her. We'll set the camera angle so it's not looking directly out the window. We'll want to make sure that we're at an angle from the window. As we direct Lauren, we pay close attention to the light on her face, and we'll have her move closer to the window until we see smooth shadows and highlights. When you're taking pictures of friends and family, don't be afraid to have them move slightly until the light is most flattering. Most people do not know when the light is hitting them in the best way, and they'll have to rely on you to direct them. Now that we have Lauren seated near the window, we'll want to stand right about here. We're close enough to the window, but we're not blocking the light from falling on her. The window light is gently falling on Lauren's face, and it makes it soft and diffused. It makes her skin appear smooth and even. The highlights are bright enough to give life to her face, but not so bright that they lose detail. Likewise, the shadows are rich, dark areas with detail throughout. There are also plenty of midtones that blend shadows and highlights. The photo is nice, but there is one problem that is common when there's only one light source. The side of Lauren's face that is not toward the window has shadows that are a little too dark and have lost their detail. We'll want to fill in these areas with some light, and to do this we'll use a reflector. The reflector we're using today is a 48-inch commercial reflector with a stand. To use it, we've simply attached the reflector to the reflector stand to hold it in place. Reflectors come in a wide variety of shapes, sizes, and colors. The more reflective the surface is, the more light will be reflected into your shadows. Reflectors work by bouncing the light back into the shadowed areas. So in this case, the light will pass Lauren and fall on the reflector. As this happens, the light will bounce back toward her, illuminating the shadowed side of her face. The difference is easy to see by watching the shadows on Lauren's face as we position the reflector. We'll position the reflector so it's fairly close to Lauren, about 3 feet away. In order to get the right amount of light back into her face, we'll tilt the reflector back slightly. As we do this, we can see that Lauren's face is filled with light. Now with the shadow areas filled in with light, the image is much more intriguing. We no longer have deep shadows with little detail. The light from the reflector is warm, soft, and flattering. Now we're going to learn about using indoor light from ordinary lamps or light fixtures. Window light is much brighter than ordinary lamps, so as we're taking pictures in this scenario, we'll have much less light to work with. With the lower intensity of the lamp's light, we'll need to adjust the ISO setting of the camera to a higher number to make sure that the image will be properly exposed. For this location, in the amount of light that we're using with these lamps, we'll choose an ISO setting of 800. Now the light in our images will be the most interesting if we control it as much as possible. We want to keep the light somewhat directional or coming from only one area. If the light bounces all around the room, it will light Lauren evenly from every direction and it won't be as visually interesting. We normally see light coming from above. The sun is in the sky, light fixtures are generally on the ceiling. Things look normal when lit from above. So for this reason, we'll want to place the light source above and slightly to the side of Lauren's face. Now, much like window light, reflectors can help bounce more light onto the subject to fill in shadowed areas. We'll want to photograph Lauren from the same side that the light is on, and this is called open lighting. It will show her with the light side of her face toward the camera. This kind of lighting is more inviting to the viewer and will help the viewer relate to Lauren better. When the camera's on the shadowed side of her face, it's called closed lighting, and makes the model appear more mysterious. As you take control of your lighting, you'll learn to create a soft, even lighting situation that will be very flattering to your model.